Okay. Hi, and welcome to Dare to Be Authentic podcast. I'm your host, Mari Mitchell, and I have a very special guest. I call him my serial podcast guest because he comes on my show all the time. And every time it's a new, fresh conversation, and so much wisdom and inspiration comes from this man. His name is Rob Wilson, and he's going to talk about thinking as being spiritual. That's something to really, really think about and chew on. And so Rob is the founder of Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity, which is hypnotherapy that quiets the thinking mind. And he's also author of several books, including My Wisdom Breathes. And the most important thing about his books is that they have no punctuation, and it's done for a reason. So welcome to the show, Rob. How are you doing today?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic, and thank you for allowing me to spend time with you.
Oh, thank you for being here. It's always such a pleasure, and my eyes are always open to something so new and so fresh, and I'm always blown away by these. So I'm happy to have you here. So I'm going to go right into this. You just spoke to me earlier about thinking um, is not spiritual. So let's go into that a little bit.
Spiritual is a thinking is a mind mechanism, and that's where it stays. And this is something everybody, if you latch on, if you receive any liberating wisdom, thinking, knowing, knowledge, yesterday, education all stops back behind you. It never gets to now.
Mm,
You can never think, know, and be spiritual at the same time.
that's really interesting. So what is spiritual then?
Innovation, intuition, imagination, listening, questioning. But what that all does is you got to entertain the brain to dissolve and drain the thinking, knowing mind.
So why is thinking so bad? For those who've never listened to you before, what is so bad about the thinking part?
It's nothing bad. It just doesn't let you come to now.
It holds you
You,
back.
you think and know your way to yesterday, and all your a big portion of your thinking and knowing come from yesterday and inherited education. All education is in the past, and it's inherited. And intuition, imagination is being received, and your breath is actually it's universe circulation.
Mm, I like that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and the mind, and so, the thing is, the whole outside world is an egotistical illusion. And this is the reason. It happens, it happens here, and we bring it back in through here and out. Well, the scripts, the repetitions, and everything brings this out to here. And the mind is looking for what makes it comfortable.
Right.
That's why it's called the comfort zone.
I like that.
And this is, I know a lot of people think this is they laugh when I say this, but you think you know your way to yesterday. But something, when you're in a conversation and you say think and know, what happens to that conversation? It stops. Then people start getting defensive. Pick me. But understanding that, and the thing I understand most about inspiration, the more I open up to feel and observe inspiration, it entertains the brain. You don't want to think, you want to entertain the brain.
Mhm.
When you entertain the brain, you get away, and when you think and know, you go right back into yesterday. And if you look at the world, the thinking knowing out there is yesterday.
That's why they say history repeats itself.
Yeah, because it never left us. Our answer, what is that called? Our ancestors' way of life is still stuck with us.
Mm.
And we've never modernized it. We stay, and if you look at self-help, personal growth, self-improvement, punctuated writings, that goes through the scripts in the mind.
Right.
And it's all repetition. Even I'm starting to understand hypnotherapy in that they're always trying to fix something. You don't have to fix anything. You just got to experience the liberation.
I love that. I just when you say you don't have to fix anything, it's such a freeing statement.
Well, we fix it. What do we fix? It's like people say, you got to have a lot of stuff in your toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
No toolboxes for me. I carried one for a long time. They're heavy.
Yeah, right.
And every tool in there will poke you, cut you, and do everything you don't want to happen. You want to walk with liberation.
I love that. You know, when you were talking about our ancestors, what came to mind was fight or flight. That's a really primitive instinct that we have that goes back to like cavemen, you know, because
Yes,
they were
we all
faced
have
with
it.
danger, right? But we still carry it. We
Yes.
still carry that instead of moving forward because we're not fighting a bear right now.
Yeah. And the thing about the fight, flight, freeze, and all that, it keeps the mind safe.
Yes, exactly.
And see, that's what that's all about, is keeping the mind safe, because we've never took the time to question it and realize we never want to. That's the thing about change, heal, create, transformation, all that. It keeps the scripts going.
Mm-hmm.
And the cognitive recollections, the emotional snapshots, and the emotional allegiance to our life, because we want to be safe,
Yes,
and we're
absolutely.
actually more in danger trying to be safe than we are being liberated.
That's so true. And I was reading something the other day, and I've learned, you know, I've grown to know through my life that our mind keeps us safe to our detriment, like you were saying. So by keeping us safe, it doesn't want to let us do something new or follow an inspiration that we may have. And it's like, oh no, no, that's too scary. What if this happens? There's the mind. And what if that happens? And that would
That's the
affect.
thinking, knowing mind.
Yes.
And see, liberation and inspiration dissolves that. If you start to express, you get these preparations and you really feel good. What do you start doing? Taking it through the mind. You start thinking about it
Mm-hmm.
instead of expressing it. When you get an inspiration, express it. Just throw it to the world. Who cares? If it don't sound dingy to somebody, you're stuck in their pathway. If
Yeah. So I have a question for you. So let's say that, and I find myself doing this even though I'm aware of it. So let's say you have an inspiration, idea, whatever you want to call it, and now the mind comes in with all the and ifs or buts. How do you stop that?
question, ask a question. Where's the wisdom? But the thing, when you get that inspiration, you never stop expressing it till you get to where you want to go. Where's the wisdom? Why is this occurring for me? Why will I rise out of yesterday by you expressing this? And see, by expressing it, you're putting it out.
Okay, so give us an example of what you mean by expressing it.
I'm going to rise today to write a book. But the book is actually going to be Liberating Lingo, and then just keep going from there. You don't go, well, I'm thinking about writing a book.
Yeah, right.
I'm thinking about doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't do stuffings.
I like that. I like that. And then when you move forward, at least that happens to me when I have an idea and inspiration. As I move forward with it, I become more inspired, more excited. I feel better. I feel good. Right?
Yeah. And here's the thing. You can write it down, but you don't want to put thought in anything. This is what I feel. This is what I observe. This is what I witness. This is rising me. I'm energizing this, energizing this. You want to write with you want to speak with energetic words.
Okay.
We got the most mundane language in this world. And
Mhm.
see, that's what the liberating lingo is all about. And when you write, you want to express.
Okay.
Not EXP or ESXP. XP is now, EX is yesterday.
Ooh,
And see, we're so used to talking from yesterday, we don't even realize today's here.
oh, that is so good. I think we also are you so used to thinking about yesterday that we don't realize today is here.
Bingo.
We miss today because we're thinking about what happened yesterday and the problem that came or whatever. We have to solve it. And
What is the first words out of people? Oh, this happened yesterday. I gotta do this today. And oh my God, I'm gonna have a mess of a heyday. You want to wake up in the morning, I'm sovereign.
mm,
I'm enterprising my whys to waltz internally, expressing my day. And you want to say, I'm liberated, I'm free, but you want to speak from liberation. Because self-help, personal growth, self-improvement, it's always it's a mind bind every day.
yes,
See,
absolutely true.
and we all try to think, oh, I think this, I think that. I express this. Inspiration dissolves desperation.
Ooh, I like that. I'm writing that one down. Talk a little bit
And
more about that.
well, inspiration, when you say something inspiring, you say inspiration, what do you feel?
Excited, curious. Um,
There's the word. Curious. Our mind is afraid of curious because it can't control it. If the mind
oh,
can't control it, that's where everything is. And everybody says I'm stressed out or I'm this. All stress is an egotistical illusion.
wow.
Because when you're stressed out, you're just overthinking.
That is
And
true.
you're trying to be busy and productive and get everything done. Let go of that crap. Just facilitate and participate. And everybody makes that list and they want to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Make the list. Start with the first thing. Because these guys up here, they want to test you. They're going to see if you have the courage to facilitate and participate in with whatever goes on.
That's really good.
If you can facilitate and participate in your life, you're going to be a success. And the thing I've really opened up to, success to me is inner peace.
Absolutely.
And I got it. It took me, I don't know how many temper tantrums to get there, but I got there.
As long as you got there, Rob. I have the same thing. I got there and I'm not letting it go. And one of the things you just said, oh, let me see if I remember now. The part about, I don't know. Let's keep going. There was something I wanted to say.
But,
I'll come back.
but if something leaves, everything in your life is meant to leave. See, death is an awakening for everybody. Death isn't, oh my God, no. It's a liberation for everybody. I know it's hard, but if you can say, why is this liberating? Why did this occur for me for liberation? See, we've been taught to hold on to everything, and the whole outside world and all that stuff, it's an egotistical illusion.
Yeah.
Because we've been taught to, and the biggest one is grief and hate.
Ooh, okay.
Grief is an egotistical illusion. We're afraid to be sovereign. And that's the thing. We're afraid to be liberated, sovereign, and in free flowing energy. That's all inspiration, imagination, and all that is free flowing energy.
It is.
That's free flowing energy. And see, if you, I don't use energy very much. I use energy, enterprising. I want words that I feel here.
Right. Inner, INNER, you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I right with that. But if you use energy, it doesn't matter. But it's energizing, enterprising. But you want to get a liberating lingo of well, lingo bypasses the mind. You want to get lingo that bypasses the mind.
So why do you call it lingo and not language?
Mind latches onto language. The mind can't latch onto lingo.
Ah, okay. I never asked you.
I never want to use a word the mind has a representation for.
Okay.
I want the words are I want words or phrases the mind can never latch onto as something wrong.
Okay. So my thought came back. So as you were talking about having the inspiration and then moving forward with that inspiration, express it, right? And you talked about a list. And I make lists because I want to know, what I'm doing next. I want to be focused. But what happens to me, and I had to move into this, and it took me a long time. In between my list and this is the next thing, something comes. And I used to put that aside and say, no, I'm in number 3 now. And then I have to do 4 until I did 20. All the time, all the while missing the new inspiration that's coming as I'm moving forward in this.
And here's the thing. Them guys up there, or them ladies, whatever the hell they are up there.
Right.
They're going to put something out in front of you to make you get off that list. They're going to see whether you get mad, throw a fit, stay on the list, or if you have the courage to participate in that fresh event.
Right. Exactly.
It's fresh event instead of new event.
I like that.
Did I do the fresh and new with you?
Let's do it again for the listener who hasn't heard it yet.
Say the word new.
No.
What do you feel?
Uncertain because it's new. I don't know what's coming.
Fresh. Now say fresh.
Fresh. I love fresh because it just feels good. Like fresh strawberries, fresh anything.
Inquisitive.
Mm.
See, that's the thing. You want to get a language that makes your brain inquisitive. Because if you go into what the brain knows, you're going
backwards.
You're going to yesterday. And see, and punctuated writings. Unpunctuated writings is breath punctuation. Punctuated writings bring you into yesterday. And see, when it's unpunctuated, and what really is, that torments the mind.
Oh, yes.
Because the mind has nothing to control.
Right.
Then after you open the mind up to unpunctuated, it hates punctuation. That's where mine is.
When I first read your book, I could barely do it because I'm like, I don't know what's happening. This is my mind. I don't know what's happening. But you know what it reminds me of, Rob? It reminds me of poetry. So much poetry is unpunctuated. It just flows. And then you go with the feeling of it, which is what unpunctuated writing is. It's a feeling.
It's a feeling and an observation.
Mm-hmm.
And see, for me, I don't buy any punctuated books.
Wow.
They're a waste of time because when you start reading punctuation, comma, what they trying to tell me? What's going on? What's going on? You stay stuck.
Mm-hmm.
You're stuck in the thinking no, and knowledge. If you use wisdom instead of knowledge, the wisdom is awake and alive right here. Knowledge, he's playing back there somewhere. And if you look at the world, we are stuck in think no knowledge and knowledge. But if you liberate yourself from everything you learned in school, you quit being the fool.
Mm.
To me, I'm not a, don't get me wrong, I'm not the wisest, but education is yesterday's medication.
It absolutely is.
Yeah. And you know, if you look at the world, we haven't rose out of education. Education and business has taken us nowhere. You know what education and business forget?
No.
People.
Yeah, it's true. They do.
You know, I always look at it this way. It's my way. I always think about the people leaving St. Louis and coming west.
Hmm.
Would we have the wisdom and the courage and everything to get over the Rockies?
With what they had, with covered wagons and
Oh, I'm talking about what they have, not what we have.
no, but I'm saying they didn't even have
Yeah.
the tools and things that we have. But I was having a conversation with my daughter yesterday, and I was saying, and she was sharing something, and I'm like, life is so much harder now with all the technology that we have.
That
Life is
complicates
harder
it.
for you, yes, than it was for me raising children.
Yeah. I'm going to do a podcast. I ain't got it done yet, but why education and business complicate the world.
Mm.
And they really do. And really, I don't want to hurt. Well, hell, I don't. The biggest hindrance in this world is college degrees.
Hmm.
Because
I
they
agree.
think I'm college educated. You can't do this. Well, I'm a union electrician with 3-4 state licenses. And I know you can't do that. You know what's really, they look down on like plumbers, electricians and stuff.
Yes, blue collar.
Yeah, you know what the real deal is? There's a test they have to take that they can't pass. You don't just get a plumber's license, you just don't get an electrical license. It's like being a nurse. You
Right.
got to go to school, you got to get these licenses, and now the state has figured out you got to get so many, like Washington is 24 credit hours and they're all a couple $100 a piece.
Of course.
All it is a big money game.
Yes.
And then to go to a refinery now, you got to have OSHA 10, OSHA 30, or something like that. And the thing about a refinery's got two rules. One, pay attention to the wind. And when that alarm goes off, run into the wind.
Okay.
That's the two rules.
Wow. Pretty
But
basic.
huh?
Pretty basic.
Yeah, but if you don't know where the wind is, oh my.
Now you're in
But
trouble.
you know what? A lot of people think everything is simple out in the world. Like a refinery, it takes a week to bring it down and a
Mm.
week to put it back online because they got to be real careful they don't do this and they don't do that because everything in there wants to blow up. You're basically working in a bomb.
Wow.
And, and and then if something happens, they want to blame you. But everything you touch out there is ready to see if you're awake. And like an Intel data center, that's a chemical factory.
Wow.
They actually got stuff in there that hits the open air, blows up.
Interesting.
And then they put a whole bunch of uh, start stop instant stops on. And if you hit one of them, that's fun. You get a lot of company.
Oh my gosh, Rob. It's scaring me.
I mean, but they think everything out there is so mundane.
Right.
And I don't know how it is now, but when we've taken them electrical licenses to get our journeymans, a lot of engineers can't pass that test.
I'm sure it's just as hard, if not harder, that now. But
Yeah.
like you say, people don't appreciate um, The craft. They don't appreciate it.
And you know, the thing about it is, you got to respect what everybody's doing because it's moving the world forward.
Yes.
And with all the new data centers and stuff, and electricians, they're going to be making a lot of money someday because we don't have enough.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be doing AI, and probably they'll make robots to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a question for everybody. What is all them robots and all that AI going to buy?
And what happens when the power goes out?
Well, they'll blame somebody.
Everything comes to a total standstill.
But what I'm saying is you got to look at the whole world
Mm-hmm.
as an inspiration.
Yes, absolutely.
And the more I look at it, and the higher we become educated, Mari, the more they want to do things to hinder us.
Yes.
And this is what I'm going to tell people: the wisest person in your life is you.
That's good. That's good.
And see, education is going to medicate you down to the people that want to control you. And the thing about politically correct inspiration dissolves the political correctness in the world. And the thing everybody looks, if you look at the world, the troublemakers liberate the world. The educated, yeah, well, you can see what they do.
It's always been that way, though.
It is.
If you do look at history, it's the troublemakers who made things go so far
Yeah.
in the
You know,
positive way.
I've been listening to a lot of George Patton. They got a lot of stuff about World War II.
Yes.
Boy, we need him back. You know, this is kind of the way life is. He crossed the Rhine River, right? Without any well, he wasn't supposed to do it basically, but he did it anyway.
Mm.
And what happened is when Eisenhower asked him, "Why'd you do it?" He says, "The Germans were in flux, and they had nothing on the other side, so I just went across." Then 2 days later, Eisenhower calls him and says, "What did you do, George? What's this report? I got 50,000 prisoners." And George says, "They just started surrendering. And what was I supposed to do? Tell them to come back tomorrow?" But what it was is what a lot of people don't know. I didn't know any about this, but Patton's speed and audacity scared the Germans.
And where did you think that came from? He was inspired to do it that way,
Yeah.
even though it was
Well,
crazy. Not what the people wanted him, the authority
Yeah.
wanted him to do. But he said, "This is what I have. This is what is going to work, and this is what I'm doing." And guess what? It worked.
And the reason I'm saying this is the way you got to live your life.
Yes.
And when somebody tells you you can't, that means that's their fears.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
good.
See, education teaches fear and negativity.
Absolutely.
And Absolutely. And a lot of egotistical arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, we used to have a saying in the electrical trade: just wait till tomorrow, they'll bring education in and screw it up. That's the truth.
And you won't have no power either.
But the thing about it is we'd have the job just flowing. Everything was going good. They'd come in and they'd do something just to tear it up. And then we'd have to go through it again, and everybody bitch and bellyache. Of course, I didn't bitch and bellyache a little. I did a lot. But the thing people got up to understand, education and people in charge in this world will take you nowhere. The one that's going to take you to everywhere is you.
That's right.
And it's about, you got to be a troublemaker magician. That's what it comes down to.
That's really good. I want to see some
And
magic tricks.
yeah, and you'll never know how magical you are till you push the buttons.
Absolutely true.
And for me, I I see all this stuff and I can do this. This is cold. But when I hear the words change, heal, create, transformation, I can help you, they're gone.
Mm.
Because nobody can person that uses help in their vocabulary is a person looking for help.
Wow, that's interesting.
Well, they're the ones saying it. Like all this stuff you read in a book and they tell you this, this, and this, that's their fears, limitations. Punctuated books are they're speaking their limitations.
Wow. Well, we have like a couple of minutes. What's the main thing you want to put out there today?
Develop your own lingo. Don't be afraid to break all the rules. Rules are for fools and are taught by cruel people. Break all the rules. And if you, and one thing for me, and this is the thing that liberated me the most, is how do you unknowingly follow your parents' ways?
Mm, so true.
And right now, we're still following our ancestors' ways.
We are.
And now everybody's coming out, manifest this, manifest this. But it's all in. And also, what you're really trying to rise out of, social obedience. Because self-help, personal growth, self-improvement, therapy, education's all social obedience.
Yes, it is.
And when somebody says transformation to me, and this, liberation over heal. Because say liberation and tell me what you feel.
Liberation. Feel wonderful, like I could do anything.
Yeah, there's no, you're not attached to
Not
anything.
restricted, yeah.
And see, I got into the self-help. Oh, I got to do this and I got to do that. I ain't got to do nothing but stop trying to fix myself. Just let your everyday life is going to liberate you more than all the books.
So true. You can't fix yourself because you're not broken. And that's the message. The message, if you have to fix yourself, the message is that you're broken. So now you're coming from this idea or feeling that you're broken when you're not.
No, you're just undiscovered.
Ooh, I like that.
See, most people don't realize they're undiscovered. Even all them guys out there, and if you pay attention to everything, it all follows the business stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all business is scarcity and fear.
Yeah.
And I'm in business, but where's business without people?
Sorry, that's so funny. I know what you mean. It's true though, but it sounds so funny. We're business without people.
And see, that's the thing. We're going to all this AI,
Oh,
but AI don't buy stuff.
AI isn't real. AI is not real. It's
You know
not
how
a
I,
person. It's
you know
not a
how I
person.
know you know how I do when I do AI, and you know how I'm doing good? Are you sure you want to ask that?
You're
And
like, hmm.
I say yes.
You say yes.
And see, the thing about AI for me, I want it to connect here, then out.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I do like about AI, it likes corruption. And this world has got to realize it's corrupted to be liberated.
To me, the most dangerous thing about AI, which I just discovered, is that as you use it more, it gives you the answer that you want to hear, which is not necessarily the truth.
Yes.
So that's extremely dangerous.
Yeah. Well, I like asking it. I'm kind of a conspiracy theorist, not a theorist, but I realize everything we think it is up here is not.
Right.
And I understand just enough to know who set the system up here,
Mm-hmm.
but it's being manipulated down here. I want to do the unmanipulating. And that's what we're really here for, is to unmanipulate it. And as people stay inside the social obedience, they're the ones being manipulated. And I saw a deal going to happen that said something about mental.
Mm-hmm.
All mental is mind scripts. All it is scripts
Wow.
inside you. You got to have some mischievous magic to make the world go.
I like that. Mischievous Maggie. We're going to leave it there because we're out of time. I love that. Let's leave it with those words. You got to have some mischievous magic. I got to think about that some more. Well, Rob,
You're a troublemaker magician with mischievous magic.
woo, I like it. Going to work
Me
on
too.
that one. It's been such a pleasure having you as always. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. Thank you for listening in. And if you really like this, please share it. These are very unusual, original ideas, inspiration, wisdom that you're not going to find or hear anywhere. And that's why I love having Rob on my show. So catch you all next time on Dare to Be Authentic podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome.